Hello, it's your girl Michelle Hope Walker. Welcome to Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Topic: Black people, do not be afraid to take a stand. Do not be afraid to take a stand. The Reverend Al Sharpton is coming. The Reverend Al Sharpton is coming. And I am glad. And so, Black people in Hollywood, do not be afraid to support his efforts. It's not about if we all agree about the same thing. That's not what it's about. But at least this man is trying to come up in Hollywood and do something. Because when we're in our little black circles, we talk about the unfair treatment and the challenges that go on in Hollywood when it comes to African Americans. So, as he is coming, the Reverend Al Sharpton and others coming together to take that stand to want to see more diversity. Help him. Support the efforts. In whatever way you feel led. Pray. Pray. Ask God what can you do. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So that's why I say pray. Because when you pray and you seek God and God gives us that confidence where we're not afraid to take a stand. Now, what are you taking a stand on? You're taking a stand for fair treatment for all. It's a humanity stand. That everyone should be treated fairly. That everyone should be treated right. It goes right along with all lives matter. Goes all along with Black Lives Matter. Now, I know for some of you, sometimes the reason you're afraid to take a stand is because your job will go on the line. Because if you take a stand and if you say something, they'll be ready to fire you. But then that's why I have to say, and also, first of all, let me stop and go back and say, this is not just a movement for Black people, this is for all people. Because I work around a lot of people that they know the Blacks are constantly being discriminated as well. They'll tell you, we need you to take a stand. All races. Everybody, we need you to take a stand for fair treatment for everybody, for all races, for all races. And it's amazing how some races we just don't even see on your main channels at all. So it's time to take a stand. And I just pray for you because I know it can be challenging. Again, so that's why I say pray. Because I don't want nobody losing their job because I can't feed you. Matter of fact, book me to come speak or perform. I'm a comedian, speaker, evangelist because I need to eat too. So I'm not telling you put yourself in a situation that would jeopardize your job or whatever. But in whatever way you can, take that stand. I appreciate the Reverend Al Sharpton on tackling with this issue because this is an issue that we all have talked about it. We all have talked about it. But most of us that work in Hollywood, we just go about our tasks and do what we try to do. And we just try to stay out people's way so they don't fire us. Because they know the African Americans that are in the industry, we're being watched, more than anybody else. So we got to make sure that we're on task and what we're assigned to do and what we need to be doing. But again, somewhere in the midst of what you're doing, take that stand. And then executives, supervisors, and all races, this is not against you. This is not a negative against you. And that's why I say I have to pray for all races. That when African Americans take a stand, we're not complaining. When African Americans take a stand, we're not being racist. Everybody has friends with all races. But we do know that we're not this rainbow society we aspire to be yet. We're not there yet. There are still racist people out there. There are still people that won't promote people because of their race or ethnicity. So support the people. Support and give them that comfortable environment to be able to actually speak about the challenges they have of being African American in the workplace. And then once they explain it to you, don't try to brush it off. I remember constantly trying to explain to supervisors of things that I was experiencing, and it just did not get it. Matter of fact, just tried to tell me that is not what I'm experiencing. So I don't know if it's because he was afraid of a lawsuit, discrimination lawsuit, or whatever the case might be. But really, I just was trying to, help them know about it to help resolve the issue. It wasn't trying to sue anybody or anything. But some companies just don't even want to claim it, because if they claim it, now they got to do something about it. But we can't deny what is going on. So black people, take a stand. All people, take a stand. But the reason why I have to talk you all to black people is because a lot of times we are afraid to take a stand in relations to issues that relate to us. And again, it's because of how we get treated when we take that stand. Either other races feel, that we're against them, and we're not. We're not. But just as we take stands for everything, I take stands on immigration, that I'm for, whatever pathway we can do to help people be, these good citizens be legal, let's do it. I'm for the Indians. Well, I got some Indian blood in me, that this was their land, so why we got them on Indian reservations? So what I'm saying is, if we can speak comfortably on every other issue, a lot of us just spoke out on the movie, The Interview. Had confidence on speaking out about that. But we got to have the same confidence on speaking out about issues that we relate to, because we're black and we know what we have to deal with while being black. Now, we're proud of our race. We're proud of our race. I don't want to be another. I'm happy with who I am. But at the same time, we have to tackle the injustices that we see. We cannot no longer just let it be in, a lot of times African Americans, we're just like, well, that's how it is. And, we just, try to do what we can do, But, there's a movement going on. That same old people are tired of that. They're like, no, I'm taking a stand. People are taking stands more than ever. And again, kudos to all those towns, cities, and workplaces and areas and in Hollywood where everybody is, treated fairly. People are getting promoted fairly. And everything is good. Because I know some people, we don't deal with that around. And that's good that you don't deal with that. But now we need you to help take a stand for those people that do deal with it. And so again, this issue has basically come up because people are complaining that out of all the Oscars nominations, there was no diversity in it. And especially there was no African Americans. And you had the movie Selma out there. That's a good movie. I'm sure there were other movies. And there were other people. So really, you're trying to tell us that only one race? And then also people say, but if they're all good, we can't really just pick the race. Oh, come on now. No, that's good. Everybody was good. But then that still says something, that the only people that we see that were picked that were good were consisted of a certain type of race. And so we got to deal with it. A lot of people don't want to deal with it, but we got to deal with it. And so this segment here is just encouraging black people, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak out. In whatever way you need to be. For some of you all, it's going to be social media. For some of you all, you're going to come join the march. Y'all know I'm a sister that will march. That will march. I support, I'm always there for the downtrodden. I don't like to see anybody mistreated. I don't care what race you are. I love everybody. I come from a mixed family. We got all kind of races. And anybody that knows me know I'm right there with you through, I'm there. So we got to come together. Whatever way you feel. And that's why I say pray. Pray. Be led by the Spirit of God on what part you need to play. Because for some of y'all, just continuing to do what you're doing is good. For example, they were getting on Oprah about, somebody was saying she needs to join the march. It's like, well, she just did a whole movie about the march and played in the movie and marched in it. So what more do y'all want her to do? She's putting movies out there to educate people continuously. She done conquered all kind of barriers, sometimes even when the black community did not support her. Or let's keep that real. Because we also got to support each other, African Americans. Because a lot of times, other cultures are looking at us and saying, well, you want us to treat you all right, but y'all don't treat each other right. Because a lot of times, too, it's the other races in Hollywood that are opening the doors for some black people. Sometimes the black people are not opening the doors in Hollywood for the other black people. Because they trying to hold their little space and they don't want nobody else in. Intimidated, they might take their place. Now, at the same time, there are a lot of African Americans that are helping all people, including their own. I say helping all people, because that's another fear. Sometimes African Americans fear helping other African Americans. Fearing that once an African American get there and do something wrong, then they're going to blame me for picking this person. So some blacks and African Americans in Hollywood are scared to help other African Americans and blacks because if something don't go right, then the other cultures are going to look at them and blame them. But that's wrong because other races bring people in all the time. And if that person mess up or do something wrong, they don't get blamed for it. They just, hey, well, that was that person. And so we got to have that same, scenario, for all people. And a lot of black people have helped a lot of black people in the industry. Yes, they have. But anyway, so we're getting on Oprah, but my point is Oprah is an example of that we just need Oprah to keep doing what she's doing. So some of you all just in the positions that you are in, we just need you to keep being you and doing what you do. Because you are opening the door and helping. So some of us are going to be the marchers. Some of us going to have the mouth like me and be the talkers. I know I've been blessed with the gift of gab. I stay prayed up. And I'm just on the truth. I'm always on fair and justice. For all. For all. All races, all people. And that's another thing. Other cultures. And blacks too. And African Americans. We shouldn't always have to explain ourselves when we're standing up for things that will help African Americans or stand up for the rights of African Americans. We always feel like we have to say that we're for all because some people be like, oh, you're being racist, and we're not being racist. We want just like all the other races can get. We just want fairness. And when some people talk about, well, everybody's been treated fair. But you know what? African Americans are still the main race that is treated the harshest. So, blacks, African Americans, I keep going back and forth for something because some people don't consider themselves black, they say they're African American, and some people don't consider themselves American, they say black. So, like I said, we get issues within our own too. But I'm just talking to everybody. Let's not be afraid to take this stand. Let's not be afraid to take this stand and say, we don't have to agree on everything. But I think we all can agree that Hollywood can have some more diversity in the various jobs, especially the high top executive, the higher level positions. One thing Reverend Al Sharpton mentioned is he said there was a lack of diversity, and he said the higher you get, the wider it gets. Really? So there's only one race that can be at the top? Really? Nobody else has those skills? Really? Nobody else can do it. So we got to open the door. And I know it's hard. For some, it's hard. Because we laugh about it. We crack jokes about race. We crack jokes about what black people can get and what they can't get and this stuff and now and things like that. But now it's time to actually do something about it. It's time to do something about it. So Reverend Al Sharpton is coming. And I want you to do your little posts and your tweets too. Because we need to support him. And some of y'all that got money, because all y'all got, send him a check. It costs money to fly all around here and do all this stuff. That's his job. Just like some of us act and have these various roles, that's his job. And we appreciate him. Reverend Al Sharpton, we appreciate you. Because Reverend Al Sharpton will deal with some issues that don't nobody, like taboo issues, other folks do not want to deal with. So I appreciate that he doesn't mind putting himself out there. He gets criticized for it. I mean, now people talking about taxes. I don't care about your taxes. What I do care about, don't get me wrong, he going to handle his business or whatever the case might be. Because I know whenever somebody said I'm doing something right, they didn't want to try to belittle him. What I care about is these issues that he's bringing to the forefront to help. And whether you've participated in it or not, these marches and us talking about the African American and how they've been treated and how we want more fairness has helped everybody. Your supervisor treating you a little bit better, a whole lot of folks treating because they're constantly hearing us talking. Some of them, bless their heart, they're just like, I didn't know. I didn't know that's what African Americans are. I didn't know that maybe some of the things I was doing was racist to me. I didn't know. And bless your heart, we appreciate. So again, we appreciate all races. And all races join in. All races, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Stand strong. Stand strong, but do not be afraid to participate in the movement. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker, 323-338-6580.